Last year, in 2024, Wells Fargo as a company gave $280 million. And then our employees together, we volunteered 951,000 volunteer hours across both individual volunteering as well as around 3,500 events that the company ran through One CSR Connect. We have an employee impact team program where we manage a lot of that stuff, which I know we'll get into in a little bit, but it's been just a really powerful time. And when you work together, you can really kind of do a lot.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, you have 210,000 employees. Mm-hmm. Big company. So how do you engage that workforce of that size? Like what do you do to manage that scale and help with impact projects of a business of that size?
Well, having a good technology partner helps. So we run a lot of that through One CSR Connect. Internally, we call that our community care portal. So if I refer to that, that's the same thing. We use most of the programs in One CSR Connect in collaboration with each other. So for example, we have geographically located employee volunteer groups. They're called our employee impact teams. We have 48 of those across our global footprint. 41 of those are in the U.S. and 7 are outside of the U.S. By the way, we have approximately 50,000 employees outside of the U.S., so it's very, very important that all the programs that we have can be done globally.
Is there any one area where most of them are concentrated? Or
yes, so we have a lot in India and the Philippines, and then it's our next biggest hub would be London over in the UK. We have just over 20% of our employee base that is participating as a member of an employee impact team. So that's about 43,000 employees that are part of that network. Where the Community Care Grant program comes in, which is what we call our incentive program, so the incentive feature in One CSR Connect, is that we do a lot of work on the employee giving side and providing community care grants for giving, but we also provide community care grants for time. And one of those things that you can qualify for a community care grant for is internal leadership. So the leadership that is driving all of these employee impact teams is volunteer-based within our employee footprint, but they're also working towards employee community care grants that they can then give to an organization of their choice.
Oh, so they can build those up and then they can give those.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Talk a little bit about the role that technology plays running these programs and providing opportunities for your employees.
So I think one of the important things about doing this through a technology platform like One CSR Connect is the ability to align it with our overall corporate branding and really helping employees understand that as a company, we're trying to allow everybody to bring their whole selves to work. And we do that by, we have the single sign-on, we have the experience in the community care portal where when you're out volunteering, giving time or treasure in your community, you log it in the system, and then it allows us to help you amplify how you give in your community in the way that you want to through the Community Care Grant program. And so it's just a really great way, I think, for us to be able to centralize everything and align it to our overall goals as an organization.
So with these programs, can you talk a little bit about the impact on the culture at Wells Fargo?
Our employee base can get a little competitive. And as we have our employee impact programming, you see that play out a little bit. I'll give India as an example. So we have 3 sites in India. And we have a site in the Philippines as well. So I'll talk about the region as a whole.
Sure.
And their approach has been to have a community impact week. And they have a goal of 50% of employees engaging in volunteerism. And so within 1 week, there are thousands and thousands of employee volunteer hours that happen in a span of
a week.
Yes. And it's always fun.
So the local leadership team probably chose the week and to do it like that?
Yep. So they work on it. We've got a team that's based there, and then they work on it with our business line leaders to really kind of drive employee volunteerism. And in some cases, we have to be really strategic about how we release volunteer slots because it's very competitive to sign up, and they fill up quite quickly. So, yeah, it's just a really fun example of how, aligning with the business goals and the business leadership, as well as our philanthropic and community impact staff, can really make a difference and do some good work in a short amount of time.
I can imagine that week is a big week, even for the recipients, right? So they have to get the where they're volunteering has to be ready for all these people to show up because it's all happening in a week.
Yeah.
Right. Interesting.
Yeah.
You have a lot of strong partnerships with nonprofit organizations in all your locations, right, around the world. Can you talk a little bit about some of the best practices you've learned in building these relationships and these partnerships with nonprofits?
I think it's about balance when it comes to building structure with a program like the Employee Impact Team program and with our philanthropy programs, but also allowing for flexibility in culturally relevant ways. So an example is one of the areas that we really focus on as a foundation is financial opportunity. How that plays out and looks in different parts of the world is a little bit different. So sometimes we're leaning into access to higher career paths. Sometimes we're leaning into, helping young people manage their money and really learning about the financial system and that sort of thing. Sometimes it's workforce development. It really just depends on what's culturally relevant, but it all feeds into a common goal, and we have common platforms and strategies to get there.
Changing gears a little bit, what do you look for in a technology partner to help you run all these programs around the world?
Well, I think aside from the obvious, which is good tech that works well and customer service, one of the keys to our success and our successful collaboration with Blackbaud and Your Cause is our client success manager. And I love that you call it client success manager instead of client service manager, because it truly is what they do. Our CSM is intuitive, she's curious, and she's really a fantastic thought partner and has helped us maximize the technology that we have to really be able to get out and support our team members in the way that they want to be supported.
Right. Any advice for social impact leaders who want to make a lasting change in their communities like you are?
So I think one of the big things that we went through several years ago was really taking a look at aligning the full force of Wells Fargo. So we look at our philanthropy in the lens of who we are as a company, and we align those things closely in appropriate ways, of course, but oftentimes the solution, and I learned this in the Peace Corps, I learned it in my early time at Wells Fargo, but oftentimes the solution lies in the in-between. It's where the subject matter expertise intersects with the philanthropy, which intersects with volunteerism. When all of those things are working together, it can really create and maximize the impact that you have.
Yeah, it's impressive given the amount of dollars that you mentioned, the footprint of your global workforce, and the impact around the world. It's really impressive.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for doing this.
Really appreciate it.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Thanks.